Peas in a bong. 2 peas in a bong. 2 peas in a
Peas in a
bong.
bong.
2 Peas and a Bong. Two peas and a bong. 2 peas.
2 peas
2
in a
peas
bong.
in a bong.
Two Peas in a Bong in the building again. It's your boy DP.
And it's your boy KP. I'm back.
KP is back. Bong won't be with us today. Um, maybe we'll see him in the chat. He may pop up, y'all. I don't know. We'll see though. But Bong always with us regardless.
Absolutely.
So I'll see Alp Sucks at mock drafts already in the building. Scotty Boy already in the building. Uh Scotty Boy said, "So glad this series almost over. I'm tired of the NBA season." Oh wow.
That's not how he said it. He said Tyrod. Tyrod of the
Oh man.
NBA.
Matthew Miller in the building. What's up? What's good?
What's going on, Matthew Miller?
Engineer in the building. What's good, engineer?
Hey, it's good to be back. It's good to be back, man.
KP with the hey man, you got them goggle looking shades on, like the champagne is ready to be broken out.
These the pit vipers, man. I had to pull out the pit vipers for tonight, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what'd you think of this game, man?
Indiana never seemed like they found their rhythm until late. And
Did they find it late?
I mean, they were down by 3 in the fourth quarter.
That was TJ McConnell making the push. Like I said, TJ McConnell didn't get the memo.
You're a bum. That was his dad.
Everybody else was trying to sell. Everybody else was trying to get that game away.
His
TJ
dad was
McConnell didn't
behind
get the
the bench like the
memo.
Rocky coach. You're a bum.
You stupid.
Go at him. TJ McConnell, man.
Oh, Rick Shaw. Rick Shaw, what's up? Is it have we seen Rick Shaw before? I think this may be the first time.
I don't remember Rick Shaw.
Okay, what's good, Rick Shaw? Shout out to you. Appreciate you tapping in. Hopefully we can get you to subscribe, man, and rock with us. So hopefully this won't be the last time we see you.
Absolutely.
But you said his pops was behind the bench.
That's Rocky's coach, man. You're a bum. Go at him. And I mean, look, the TJ McConnell stock has been very, very kind to whoever invested in it because he's went over on points every single game. And every time it looks like he's not going to get it, he explodes. He had a 12-point third quarter, like 12 points. His points were only 7. It was to go over 7.5. He had 5 at halftime, and I was like, ooh, it's shaky baby. But boy, oh boy, all you had to do was get to that third quarter. And
Yeah, see, and you speaking of prop bets, so let me talk a little bit of like some basketball shit. Like TJ McConnell had it going.
Absolutely.
Nembhard did not. This was a game where, usually Nembhard plays well. Like I like Nembhard's game, brings a lot to the table, does a lot of sneaky good things for the Pacers. In this game, he had some costly turnovers. And there were some points where I was surprised Carlisle didn't just go back to TJ McConnell. I mean, it wasn't like, if you want to say defensive liability or whatever, it wasn't like they were stopping SGA anyway when he got the ball, but it
It,
was more so
it was
Jalen
Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams was cooking, but the matchup would have been Nimhard probably out, McConnell in on SGA because Nimhard was guarding SGA. So I mean, I would have put him back in there to see,
Earlier.
yeah, to see what would happen. Like it was too, yeah. By the time they decided to put him back in there, it's too late.
I think Nimhard had three costly. I think he had three turnovers in the fourth
Three,
quarter
three,
alone.
three.
Um, just bad turnovers, man. Um,
Yeah,
McConnell had it going. Siakam had it going.
yeah. I mean, look, what I
Like
say about
Siakam
Siakam.
had 28.
What I say about Siakam, man. I said Siakam is the guy who you need to go to.
He's the mismatch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but what even Neesmith played solid and was solid. That was a nice tip jam that he
I was
had.
about to say he surprised himself on that tip jam. Like he was
He
he
went
was
to the upper
surprised he
room.
got it.
The upper room. Yeah, he got Chet, boy.
E. Gibson says J Dub 93 points last 3 games, and those 4 straight possessions for Indy turning it over were crucial. Absolutely. Um, and when you got Jalen Williams and SGA going, I mean, it's gonna be hard to stop them. Um,
Damn.
hey,
Damn.
you see what Matthew
Yeah.
Miller said. Hey,
Uh,
that's not the first person who said that, man.
no, it's not. Nah, it's not, man. Damn.
Oh
Money
man.
making Mitch. Damn.
Hey, look. Al Sucks at Mock Draft says, why the hell is Tony Bradley playing in game 5 of the NBA finals?
They they do that goofy stuff. Like usually it's game 3
Yeah,
where
but
where the teams do the goofy stuff, but I'm going to tell you. So in game 5, um Indiana opted to play Tony Bradley instead of Thomas Bryant, and OKC opted to play it wasn't Wallace, it was Aaron Wiggins
Wiggins.
as opposed to Isaiah and Williams, Kenrich Williams as
A
opposed to
little bit.
Isaiah Joe. They didn't
Yeah.
Isaiah Joe got the DMP.
Yeah.
So it's weird because it's like, man, did you guys work that out? Did you guys talk amongst each other like, hey, man, we're not gonna play this guy. Oh, okay, we're not gonna play this guy then. Oh, okay, we'll play these guys.
I,
It
I
just
don't know.
seems weird that throughout the course of the playoffs, both coaches were doing this, and not just in this series. I saw it throughout the course of the playoffs.
Yeah, and you said that before, but now is not the time for what you just called the goofy shit, the experiments, all that stuff. Remember, I said you can try that shit, but then you'll find yourself down 2-1, down 3-1, and all of a sudden the OKC only needs, because you were specifically saying it about Carlisle before. And
Yeah.
I said OKC will only need 1 or 2 games to win. And now here we are, and that's exactly the situation. What the Halley is crazy, man. It's crazy. um Halliburton didn't score. Did he get
Field
a
goal.
field goal in this game?
No.
Didn't score a field goal in this game. And you want to say, we were talking about who's the guy, and I said people would probably say Halliburton because of his last second heroics and all these games, how he comes through with the big highlights and all that stuff. But man, they've been winning with him not playing well. And today it just, bit him in the ass. Pause. Like he gotta get busy, dog.
Halliburton is what that was today.
Yeah.
Um, when anytime you can hold SGA under 34, under 35, you're doing pretty good. Like, let's take away Jalen Williams. We're not going to talk about Jalen Williams right now. Let's
Mm,
just
I was
let's
gonna say not when the trade off is Jalen Williams going for
I
40.
that's
That
why I said let's just wait
but
and not talk about him. Like, Chet was 4 for 15. Lou Dort hit some shots late. You got bench scoring from Aaron Wiggins, Case, and Wallace, but your starters, Caruso was 1 for 8.
yeah.
You
So
on your side, on your team, off the bench, you have TJ McConnell that gives you 18. Toppin puts in 12. These are your bench guys. You got Siakam with 28. Neesmith woke up, had 14. Dog, you got to have more than 4 points in a game 5, man.
yeah, it's
Got-
it's that was the big missing piece for them. And then if you're gonna, you're playing Benedict Mathurin, he's getting a lot of minutes.
Man, I
He's
don't.
getting a good amount of minutes. And offensively, aside from that, what was that 127-point game he had, his
Yeah,
career high?
yeah.
Like today, he had 7. 2
Mhm.
for 11 from the field. Like, I mean, that's not gonna get it done.
Just
Uh,
going to say what it is, man. Benedict is playing both sides.
Man, I said it. Yeah, I said it last time. I said Benedict Arnold.
Yeah. Playing both sides,
Yeah,
man. Who you
Benedict
going
Arnold.
for? Is your allegiance to the Indiana Pacers or is your allegiance to Canada and SGA? I don't know right now. I'm confused.
Hey, FYF said FYF in the building again was good.
What's
It said
good?
Scott Foster, NBA Finals MVP.
I after this season, I really believe that they're going to go and watch footage and they are going to change the way they referee Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
In what fashion? Like how you think?
You can't go full speed, shoulder check a player
Mm-hmm.
to get separation, and the defensive players in the spot.
And they get called for the foul.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
like you can't
yeah,
do it. Or you try to shoulder check him, and because you're scrawnier or thinner, you bounce back
yeah.
and,
He's
and you get the call.
he's
Like,
definitely the initiator.
absolutely, because if LeBron could do that all day long. And now at that point, LeBron's unstoppable. He's too big, too strong.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear like the arguments of what FYF is saying. People are going to say, "Oh man, well look at the foul calls. Like, it was pretty much even. It was, 20 25 to 24." You got to look at the flow of the game
Yeah,
and
DP,
look
we
at the
rep.
yeah,
We know we know how to
yeah. Look
we know
look
how
at
to keep
look
the
at the
stat.
key moments. Look at when the fouls are called. Like who's getting the fouls called on the, like all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah.
it's they are giving him somewhat of an unfair advantage. Um, he's getting a superstar treatment for sure. And yeah, it's almost like the cornerback in football on defense. You're already backpedaling. You can't touch him past 5 yards. Like, what the fuck? You at so much of a disadvantage already. Like, what do you want the defender to do in basketball? Like, hold their ground, beat somebody to a spot. That's what we were taught to do. Cut them off, use the angle, beat them to the spot, you know, make
But
them change direction.
even when you're beating him to the spot, you're getting bumped off the
Yeah,
spot.
no, yeah, and I'm
So,
agreeing with you.
yeah,
Yeah, so
it's like
yeah,
no. I wouldn't say you were disagreeing. I was just bringing it back up to the people. Like, damn,
yeah,
like Neesmith and Nimhart, man, they're really good defenders. Like, really good. Um, the other guy that comes off the bench, Shepard. Shepard's a hell of a defender.
hey, Neesmith really, he doesn't he fights through the picks.
Absolutely.
Like he does not
No switch.
like to switch. Yeah, he
No
doesn't
switch.
like to switch.
Yeah.
Um, Nimhard does it too, but Nimhard trails.
Yeah.
Like and that kind of creates that puts
You're big or
that puts
whoever's
them in no
helping
man's land.
in a compromising position.
Right. Now you're
Yeah.
trailing. SGA's going to the basket. Like
Yeah.
that's, but Neesmith will fight through. He'll like jump the screen. He'll jump up body to body on SGA and fight through, or whoever's trying to use the screen. So, but I mean, I agree with you. Defensively, they are good. It's just, I mean, when you stop in one, because they were denying SGA the ball. When you stop in one and then Jalen Williams is cooking like that, it's tough, dog.
Gives you a 40 piece, man.
Yeah, and they said something before the game like, who's more likely to go for 50? He didn't hit 50, but he dropped 40 on them motherfuckers. So
Speaking of that, if J Dub drops another 40 piece and they win, can he steal the finals MVP from Shea?
no, simple.
Why not?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander had 31 this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jalen Williams had his 40 points. SGA is just, they consider SGA the man. Before this, most people were saying he's the most consistent out of the whole bunch.
He is.
Jalen Williams has come on as of late, so I, shout out to him. But if Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is trailing him, if he's dropping 35 and Jalen Williams is dropping 40 again, it's going to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
And I mean, I agree with you. I just want to see. I just want to see what you say. At the end of the day, even with Shea scoring less, he still had 10 assists.
Yeah.
So that when you start to break that down, it accounts for just as many points as J Dub.
Yeah, they're and plus they're treating him like the golden child, talking about he's the best player in the world and all of this stuff. So, they're gonna give him the MVP.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna do it. It hasn't been done.
And not to say that he doesn't deserve it. I'm saying he would get the nod for MVP.
Yeah, he's gonna he's gonna be the first one to get the triple crown.
Yeah,
where you get the MVP, the conference finals MVP. I believe it's the Magic Johnson MVP award, and he's gonna this MVP as well.
Right. What's good, K Bird? K Bird in the building. Look, K Bird said, "What the hell? 4 points, 3 turnovers, 0 for 6." Hey, K Bird. I think you came on after we started talking about Halliburton. Like, that was the big miss for the Pacers tonight. Like, you can't have that stat line in any game in the finals. Can't have it, especially when you're supposed to be the guy. Like, dog, that was it. They're talking about his leg. I don't know the extent of his injury. Did you hear anything about that, KP? About Halliburton's leg and what exactly is going on with that?
I think it's a tight calf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they said. Tight calf, and I think it's been going on since game 2. But at this point, man, look, man, you on the court, you got to come with it, man.
Yeah,
your team's depending on you. If you can't play, you got to sit down.
Yeah, wow. He said K Bird said the quadruple crown will be harder. All-Star game MVP also.
That's because ain't nobody playing in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool. Like, maybe someone will take it serious at some point. But the way that this era is with the All-Star game, it's almost like they don't want to do it. They're like,
And Alf Sucks at Mock Drafts is kind of echoing the sentiment about SGA. He says if Shea has 35 and J-Dub has 40, is going to Shea because that would make Shay's average like 33, 5, and 4. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna get it.
Alf sucks in mock draft is a numbers dude.
Well, is this gonna go? Is this gonna end in 6 or is it gonna go to 7?
Um, I predicted in the beginning it was 6. So OKC in 6. I'm gonna stick with OKC in 6. I think that Mark Dignault did Indiana a favor the first 3 games when he had the smaller lineup and he wasn't playing Hartenstein. He was pulling them off the bench. The last 2 games they've started Hartenstein, they've won. And in this series, neither team had lost 2 in a row. But now Indiana's lost 2 in a row. They found a lineup. They went with this lineup. Like, I think it's a wrap, man.
How often is Indiana playing Obi Toppin and Miles Turner together?
Um, they play them together somewhat because Obi comes in. I think he's the first sub in the first quarter. So they may get about 10 to 12 minutes together throughout the course of the game.
Strongest lineup for the Pacers.
It's weird, man, because sometimes it's the second unit.
Okay. Most effective to
I would
combat
most
the two bigs, the two big lineup that OKC is. Why
most of
don't yeah, most effective. Why don't you just go
Toppin
Toppin,
and Siakam.
Turner, Siakam,
Oh, go all 3.
Neesmith, Halliburton.
I think they've played all 3 of them together before, but it was like for a short moment. I don't always like the way that Toppin looks out there. Like, sometimes he acts like he can't dribble and he wants to hover around the 3-point line. And so when you have him doing it, and then you have Miles Turner hovering around the 3-point line,
But everybody does though.
it's like, what are we doing at this point? Like, Siakam will play out the mid post. He'll drive. He'll shoot the 3, but he'll drive and he'll hit you with mid range stuff.
But with that lineup, you would have Toppin and
Uh-huh.
Neesmith crashing the boards for sure.
Yeah.
So Turner can rebound defensively.
Yeah.
Offensively, it's not going to be as much because he's, like you say, he's hovering around the 3-point line. But I mean, you want to start experimenting, go with a bigger lineup. Try to impose your will. They're still scrappy. You got your best defender out there in Neesmith. Toppin can move. Like,
I don't like the way Toppin moves defensively.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm thinking who's Toppin guard? That means he's on J-Dub defensively.
Or Siakam. You put Toppin on the big.
I wouldn't want to put Siakam on J-Dub because I want Siakam to score.
Siakam can score. That doesn't listen.
No,
you know that just because you guard somebody on offense doesn't mean that they're guarding you.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I wouldn't want Siakam to get in foul trouble, and I wouldn't want him working too hard defensively because I want you on offense.
Yeah, but you run that lineup. You try to impose your will, and then you see where the chips fall, and that's when you start bringing in the scrappy guys.
Yeah,
TJ McConnell. Yep, and then you put a couple. You throw a couple different bodies at, J-Dub, at SGA, and then just see how it plays out. Like,
that's what I thought that they were gonna do sooner. I thought that they would have ran more guys off of SGA. and just like, look, man, you got 6 fouls.
Mhm.
Use them.
That's what they have been doing,
The
just throwing different people at him,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, they kinda stopped. Like,
No, I know.
yeah, like tonight, what's the guy's name? Ben Shepherd.
Mm.
Ben Shepherd got in the garbage time at the end, but I mean, he was in 4 minutes for the longest part because he forgot to look at the rim on a pass by I think Obi Toppin passed it to him or Halliburton passed it to him, but he didn't look at the rim and then he turned the ball over and he found himself on the bench.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like I thought Carlisle was even with playing Bradley, Tony Bradley, his rotation still seemed a little different tonight. It was still like, what are we doing? And part of that is to what you said was when you're playing Aaron, you're not Aaron, you're playing Nimhart, Ryan Nimhart, you played him too long. I think you
Yeah.
played Halliburton.
You played yourself.
You played him too long. You got to take Halliburton out,
Oh,
and
they sat Halliburton for a while.
that was in the second
When
quarter. But
when
I'm
when
saying,
when McConnell was cooking,
oh, in
Halliburton was on the
the third
bench.
quarter. In the third quarter,
He was on the bench for a long time. It
keep him
wasn't
out.
huh?
Keep him out.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, McConnell was cooking, but I mean, do you try playing Halliburton and McConnell at the same time?
You can for short periods of time. Yeah, you can. I just, man, sometimes it's simple. It's like just play who has it going. Like
I see. Look at engineer.
yeah,
Engineer's last comment.
absolutely,
Oh
engineer.
shit.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. All right. K Bird says this series is going 7
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think it's done.
and 6. I think it's 7, man. I think the
Uh,
Pacers gonna win at the crib, and
hmm,
and then it's gonna go back to OKC. OKC finishes
can't eat it.
in 7.
Yeah.
Let's see. E. Gibson says the game
Over.
4 loss was crucial for Indy. If OKC defensive intensity can affect Indy rhythm on the road, it's a wrap in my opinion. Um, that game 4 loss does seem like that was it. That seems like
So
it was
close.
their chance. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
close.
3-1 going to OKC 3-1. Had they been lost this game going back to the crib up a game, I think they would have beat them. I think Indiana would have won the championship. But now it's like, uh, even if the way that it's shaping up is like, even if they win this game, it may be they put all their energy into this game 6 to stay alive, and then just have nothing or not enough left in the tank in game 7 to win.
So you saying that it goes 7, is Indiana or OKC the better story winning the finals?
Indiana,
Why is it a better story for Indiana?
because like everybody loves the underdog. Everybody loves the underdog. Who the fuck had Indiana winning the championship at the beginning of the year besides the Pacers
The Indiana
fans?
Pacers fans?
Yeah, like tell me, like, if you sitting up here saying you really felt they were gonna win, I don't think so. I didn't hear it. I heard Boston. I heard OKC for sure.
Those were the 2 I had picked to go to the finals.
You even had people talking Lakers at one point. You and Bong were talking about how the Lakers had a strong chance when
We
Doncic
were winning.
and all that. Yeah,
We were
exactly.
winning.
When you were winning.
We were winning.
When you were winning.
Yeah. Um, I
Oh
think it's
man.
a better story for OKC. Um, I mean, both of them. It'll be their very first franchise championship for either team that wins. But OKC went once before with Harden, Westbrook, and Durant. We thought that they were going to stay together, that they were going to be back. All three of those guys have since left OKC. All three of those guys were drafted by OKC and were MVPs. So it's like, wow, you you lose all this. You have these trades. You have this Paul George gets there. You think that you're gonna have something with Paul George. Paul George bounces. They
Mm.
get SGA and it's a rebuild. And in the midst of the rebuild, they've put themselves in a position to be contenders. But even taking it a step further, the 2005 2005 to 2007, the NBA relocated a team to OKC during Hurricane Katrina, the New Orleans Pelicans. So they became the OKC / New Orleans Pelicans. So they had a team there. They lost that team. The NBA granted OKC a team when they
Hey
took this.
man, you reaching, man.
I'm just saying why it's feel good, man.
Yeah, but
Hey man,
you reaching for this story.
this
You reaching for this
man,
story.
this is a feel good story. So it's been a long.
You got the
I say all that
Dalsim
to say this.
arms, the yoga. You got the yoga flames going on for this
I say
story.
all that to say this. It's been a long time coming for Oklahoma City, and they are one game away from winning their very first title in franchise history.
Mm.
And SGA is going to get the triple crown. First time in NBA history.
D Rouse in the building. D Rouse hit you with the Lakers in 5. Hey, it's been a bong sighting in the chat too.
Hey.
Bong said Lakers in 5. You know the deal, D Rouse. Um, Matthew Miller. I'm not 55. I don't know what Rick Shaw is talking about. Yeah, hey Bong, they put me at 55. I have no idea. Yeah. Alf Sucks at my drafts earlier said that the chat is off the rails. It definitely is. With a couple comments. I have no idea where they're coming from, but it is
Yeah,
what it is.
my man's in left field, man, playing baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So um engineer, engineer, man. Yeah. But anyway, man. Nah, I'm still sticking with that. Okay, not OKC, but the Pacers is the better story, dog. Um,
I hear you.
hey, Bong. Hey, Bong said we going to Denny's, the senior menu. Hey, it's on food's on me. Anybody who like Denny's, food's on me. Your boy is 55 all of a sudden. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, man, yeah, man, I can't mess with Denny's, dog.
Hey, look, this is hey, we never really do this, but Rick Shaw, you out of there, homie. Rick Shaw is out of there. All right. The show goes on.
Wait, hold on. Get him out of here. All right. Shout out to DP. Exercising his
Hey,
option.
K Bird, listen, you didn't have to pull back when you said what you said. You didn't want to put that LOL on the end of that statement. You was being real. Get that weirdo shit out of here.
Yeah, man.
I got your back, K Bird. Nah, but oh, he said Rick Shaw was yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it
Yeah.
is.
We
But
saw it.
yeah, we saw it.
It's like
Yeah, and K Bird, I know you was being real. I saw you trying to reel it back a little bit, like, let me be cool. Fuck that. Keep that shit all the way real. Hey, K Bird, you part of the fam. So fuck that. Let a motherfucker know. D. Rouse said, "Get him out of here, coach."
Be out of here. He doesn't love me
Oh
anymore.
shit.
Hit it with the baby boy.
Right. Um. Hey, chat though, getting it back on track though. Um. What do y'all think? What's the better storyline? Is it Indiana or is it OKC? Um. KP dropped a lot of stuff, but I I'm saying, and with me even being a Sonics fan from back in the day, because technically it's the same franchise. I'm still saying it's Indiana, man. Still saying it's Indiana.
I'm laughing at this dude,
Hey,
Bong.
Bong. He said he leave the set one day and the show was off the rails. Hey, Bong. That was your boy.
Yeah,
he was he was shouting you out.
absolutely.
Who the fuck is Rick Shaw, Bong? Hey, look, Bong sabotaging us, man. Fuck
The
out of
show
here.
sucks without Bong. Oh man.
So let's keep it moving. Indiana is the better storyline, but this will be the beginning of a new dynasty if OKC wins this. Um, ooh,
But why, K Bird, do you say that Indiana's the better storyline?
and to the second part,
Because
I
I
don't.
heard what you said.
Yeah, and to the second part, I don't know if it's a dynasty. I don't know if OKC. They listen. This is not a cakewalk for them. And honestly, the playoffs hasn't been a cakewalk for them. They struggled with Denver, and we didn't think they were going to struggle with the Pacers. This is a dogfight.
I
So
wanted I wanted to save that. I wanted to save that. I want you to talk about that, but I wanted to wait till he said something or see if he responded before I put that up.
you talking about K Bird?
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to give him a chance.
Okay.
But what you're saying is what you're saying is absolutely right.
I don't even know if Indiana makes it back. I don't know if either one of these teams make it back. This is so many things that have to be figured out in this offseason. Like
Yeah.
where is Giannis going? Where will Durant go? What's gonna happen with some of these other teams like OKC? You're definitely a contender beyond this year. I'm saying a contender, but will they just automatically be a shoe in for this is the start of a dynasty?
It's
People
tough.
people were saying that about Denver.
Yeah, it's tough. I was like, I thought that Denver would have been back because of the way that their team was constructed. I was like, man, they have the best rebounding front court in basketball. And then you look at how dominant Jokic is, along with their point guard and their emerging young guys. It's gonna be hard to beat Denver. I was one really
Mm-hmm.
saying that. So
Mm-hmm.
I totally get it, and I do understand what you're saying. Um,
And
I
E
think that
Gibson,
oh,
this is a good point though. That OKC has a nasty 1-2 punch with SGA and J Dub, and they're still the youngest team in the NBA. No doubt. No doubt. I'm just saying it hasn't been easy for them, right? And if you're gonna try to run it back with essentially the same squad, like I mean, I don't know. Because then you also have a team like let's say a Dallas, if they get healthy, you know, we got to see how that looks if Kyrie plays next year, which I'm assuming it'll be maybe the second half of the season, later in the
I
season.
don't think he
Does
does.
you think he's taking the full
I
year off?
Yeah, I think he takes the full because he's in a contract year. So
Yeah,
I
but he went out kind of fairly early in this season, enough to. I
it
mean,
was like I think it was February March. It was February March when he went out because it was right after the It was like right after the trade.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'd like to see Kyrie take his time, um, work, rehab. Don't try to push it. Go into the off season and as a free agent and take this time to go and play wherever you want. Like if Dallas wants you, they're gonna have to pay for you. Right now, you know that Dallas is gonna get a rental, a 1 year rental guard, and you don't want to be in that position. If the 1 year rental was working out, then you're taking less minutes and your role's diminishing. Then teams think, hey, man, maybe this guy has lost a step. I'd say wait, don't let anybody know. Some people may think, hey, man, he lost a step, but you're not gonna know. So you will find some suitors.
Mm,
You'll be able to take this time to go where you want, and yeah, start fresh.
mm. And Bong has answered the storyline question. He says OKC has a better storyline. Sam Presti always being the bridesmaid is something. Can he get over the hump? And I remember Bong actually speaking to that too. I think the last show we had. Yeah, I mean, and shout out to Presti because I mean, he's done a
Hello
lot.
back there.
Yeah,
Just
he's
pulling
he's
all kind of strings.
he's done a lot during his time there. It would definitely be a notch under his belt, but I'm just looking at um, Indiana being the underdog. Everybody loves the story, an underdog story. Nobody expected this. The Pacers couldn't get it done with the greatest Pacer of all time, Reggie Miller. You see Reggie Miller at the games. You saw all the Knicks. You saw all the Knicks fans. I mean, all the Knicks players, the old players at the games, right?
Mhm.
Reggie Miller was on the panel, so he couldn't show his
Announce.
true colors. Now they're in the final, so now you see Reggie Miller there rooting them on and stuff. Like it's just it's a better, just going with the underdog thing. I think it's a better story for Indiana. Just coming out the blue and winning it. Halliburton being voted the most overrated, like, you know, his dad getting kicked out and
Yeah,
coming back with the
getting
Halliburton
blackballed.
towels and all this. Like yeah. I don't know. I'm rocking with Indiana, and I may be biased because I've been rooting for Indiana. I'd rather see them win. So, um, but did K Bird address what you said, KP? I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Was it?
OKC is much younger. Jay Williams is the new Kawhi. SGA is Kobe. Come on. And Chet is the new KG. You can always build around a team that plays defense. K Bird, I'm going to assume that you were not born in 1980 with these takes.
No, he's
Because,
not.
huh?
He's not.
Because Jalen Williams, and I like Jalen Williams, he is not Kawhi, not prime Kawhi, no. SGA is not Kobe, although he does play out the mid range and he is averaging 34, 35 points. He is not Kobe. And Chet is not Kevin Garnett. So let's stop these comparisons, please. I understand that your reasoning for saying that they would get back there based on you comparing them to these guys, but I just don't see it, man. And maybe I'm wrong, man. Maybe I need to change out my glasses because I don't see what you're saying, brother.
So, are we in a situation where it'll come down to you can't keep three guys and again, like you had with Durant, Harden, and Westbrook? Is that going to be the case with them now coming up soon here with SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren?
with that second apron.
Okay.
You talking about the second apron
Yeah,
contract?
I'm
Yeah,
saying, is it going
yeah.
to be a case where one's got to go? Obviously, you know who's out of there. KP. Last show you wasn't
Wait
here.
a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You wasn't here last
Do
show.
you see this shit?
What?
Is my man is my man back under an alias? What? What are we doing,
Oh, it's
man?
okay. Hey, we'll get Greg Arnold out of there too. Hey,
Man,
no hesitation, man.
damn.
Usually I try to like let people, you know,
Say that
say
piece.
what they say and
Say
all
that
that
piece.
kind of stuff. But it's easy to keep it pushing.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Let
man.
let me show you how it's done. Um, but hey, KP, last time you wasn't on the show. Remember, we done talked about who was the number two,
Mhm.
and we had some back and forth because if I recall correctly, you were telling me that it was Chet Holmgren at one point.
I'd have to think. I may have, yeah, beginning of the season.
Uh huh. And I was telling you that it was Jalen Williams. Is it clear? Is Jalen Williams the clear number two now for OKC?
Yeah, he is.
So would Chet be the one that's got to get out of there? You thinking about it?
I
You
am.
think after a chip you would say, "Hey, we got a chip. Let's keep Chet and SGA together."
I Chet might be the one to keep. Yeah.
Ooh.
Only because of the other perimeter pieces you have. Like you I'm not and let me say this. I'm not saying that they're as good as Jalen Williams. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that collectively with Case and Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, they may be able to give you what Jalen Williams gives you. Those three guys together. Because you still have depth
Mm.
with all those players and all those wings.
You would give up that one too in SGA and Jalen Williams?
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, waiting in the wings and in the balance, um, there's a guy that they drafted. I think they drafted him 14th last year. He's somewhere in between 10 and 14. He was a lottery pick. He Nikola Topic. He was a projected top 3 pick,
Yeah,
point guard,
you always bring him up.
and they drafted this dude even after he tore his ACL. They still took him as a lottery pick, so they would seem to have some kind of guard replacement as opposed to having the 7'1" replacement, because I
And
think the 7'1" replacement gives you the flexibility to just play different ways.
engineer said Chet feels like a Porzingis kind of player.
A young Porzingis, I can go with that,
Hmm.
but Porzingis got a championship. Porzingis, like, I mean, yeah, in some cases you're as good as your last game. And Porzingis, unfortunately, he wasn't very good, but he was fighting an infection that he had for for some months. I think the next season, I think that Porzingis will still be dominant and still help a team.
Hmm. K Bird was fighting back. Um, further explaining his point. He said we're talking second year players with Chet and J Dub. They only getting better and about to win the ring. Kawhi improved his game by year 6 and 7.
Mm,
So
nah, that's not true. I gotta look that up when Kawhi was. I just want to verify when Kawhi Leonard was drafted, but that's not true. Because I remember the interview with Danny Green talking about Kawhi came in as a defender and very fast he learned how to shoot. And it was like, man, get Kawhi the damn ball when he played with the Spurs.
yeah, mid range has pretty much been on point for his career. Um,
Kawhi was drafted in 2011,
And
and
Bong is not agreeing with what you're saying either. He said Chet is soft. He's third option at best.
if you're saying
E. Gibson, Chet is injury prone and inconsistent. It is unwise to go with potential as opposed to proven production with upside.
and so to K Bird, I want to address Uban in a second, but K Bird, Kawhi was drafted in 2011. The Spurs won in 2014, so that would have been his third season. And he was Finals MVP that year. So in his third season, he had already got a Finals MVP. So I can't go with that. To Bong's point, um, the NBA is finesse now. So if you say that Chet is soft, you have to say that Wembanyama is soft. You like the majority of these bigs just they're more skilled and they're less finesse. So I mean, does Chet block like aesthetically it may not look pleasing, but Chet Holmgren had 11 rebounds. You can't be soft and get 11 rebounds. Like that's not how it works. Because you get in there, you battling.
Bong
Yeah,
said Chet is Vlade Divac. Vlade Divac.
hey man, Vlade would have been good in this era, honestly. Not even being funny, man. Vlade came into the league about 20 to 30 years too early. If he had came in now, being able to shoot that mid-range jumper and skill, could dribble, could pass and dish, man, Vlade might have found himself making 300 million.
Vlade would have been the real Vlad TV.
Yeah, yeah. And
Vlade Divac. Hey, I remember the old like I say, I remember they used to get those Lakers cards away at Taco Bell. And
that's
they used to give the Vlade, they had the Vlade Divac cards on deck all day long.
giving those away. That's hilarious.
Oh man. So Kawhi was drafted 2011 Finals MVP 2014, but he became a better scorer as he got better.
Mm,
D. Rao said Chet, aka Kevin Duckworth.
nah,
Hey,
come on.
that hey, the
Y'all-
chat, they are not believers.
yeah, y'all tripping.
They're not believers in
I, nah, I hear you. Yeah, the K Bird Kawhi was in a system with Ginobili, with Duncan, with Tony Parker. So to some degree his scoring was held back. And as they continued to age out, they allowed him to score more and allowed him to do more.
yeah, okay. You gonna definitely hang on to this Chet. Hey, they are not feeling Chet.
Yeah, I
Hey,
agree.
OKC thinks he's a unicorn.
I think I won't say he's a unicorn, but I think he's a matchup problem.
Oh, he's a matchup problem.
Yeah, I think he's a
It's just a consistency thing and whether he'll stay healthy. I just wouldn't keep him over Jalen Williams.
I
I can't do it.
because of the way the team is constructed, I would.
Who was that asked
From
um
the New York Knicks stuff or what? What are you talking
yeah, was
about?
it
The Matthew Miller?
no, yeah, he did. Matthew Miller.
Yeah,
Matthew
Matthew
Miller
Miller.
said, "Do you guys think the Knicks trade Karl Anthony Towns?" Um I don't think they will.
You just got him.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
And then you went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then you fired your coach that it seemed like he had differences with in terms of play style and stuff like that, because it was leaked that um, Tibbs was frustrated with Karl Anthony Towns because he was missing the defensive rotations. So kind of
Mm,
seems like you've jumped on the side of Karl Anthony Towns and getting rid of Tibbs. So why get rid of Karl Anthony Towns now?
yeah, I think the move was the coach first. They'll see what they can do with a new coach,
Yeah,
different players. Um, I've been hearing people throw Mark Jackson's name out there.
I
I
don't
don't.
think it's happening.
I'm just saying. I done heard his name being thrown out there, saying this would be the perfect time to bring him back. Y'all think he would be a good coach for the Knicks? Chat, let us know.
Uh,
Um,
I 11 years ago, 10 years ago,
so you think he's just too?
yeah,
Is
he's
too
too
much
far
time away
removed.
from the game?
Yeah, it's just look. I'm not gonna say that he can't coach. I'm not gonna say that he wouldn't be effective. I'm just saying, what does that look like? He hasn't coached in 10 years. He hasn't coached anybody. It's like him and it's like Jay Wright. Jay Wright hasn't coached, I want to say, what, 2018, 2019. They're just
And
they're,
he's been on the college level. If you're speaking to
yeah.
Jay Wright,
No, I know, I'm saying, because people were saying his name. It's like you've got to get somebody that's still in touch with the game, that's been coaching. To me, the only logical choice um is Mike Malone.
an engineer, Mark Jackson, basically built or started building the culture in OKC. He was
Oh,
the coach
Warriors.
before, yeah, OKC in Golden State. He was the coach before Steve Kerr took over. But Mark Jackson also was a hooper. So where did he go? St. John. Where did he go to
Yeah, he
college?
went to St. John's.
St.
Yeah, he went
John's.
to Chris Mullin.
Went to
Yeah,
St. John's. He played for a number of teams, including the Pacers and Knicks.
and the Knicks. Yeah, he was
He,
drafted by the
yeah,
Knicks.
drafted by the Knicks. Also played for the Clippers.
Yeah,
Um, he used to have. Remember that run he used to do with the shimmy and
yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. Like Mark Jackson was
That
a
was in the mid-90s.
yeah. Mark Jackson was definitely a solid point guard, man. Could control the pace, could pass well,
Yeah.
So um, yeah. So he's
To-
that's just what engineer said he didn't know. He
oh,
said he's casual to engineer. You casual to some degree because
it,
you definitely
it,
be in on a lot of these basketball
it's
conversations.
it's like so to put it to take it a step further, engineer. It's like Tony Dungy with the Tampa Bay defense and putting together the Tampa Bay Buccaneers only to get fired and John Gruden come in and then win that Super Bowl. That's
And
what Mark Jackson was to the Warriors with Steve Kerr.
K Bird, I like that you said this. So Don Nelson. So KP, what was Don Nelson's style as far as like the type of
So
players and
Don Nelson recruited 6'5" to 6'9" players. Don Nelson was honestly the first person to do the positionless basketball, to where you had multiple guys that could play multiple positions and do multiple things.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we know this because when we played together, DP and myself, in college, we played under a player. Our coach was actually a player for Don Nelson, and he took Don Nelson's philosophy and implemented it with us when he was doing his own team.
And just to go a little further, so K Bird, it's great that you brought that up because Don Nelson did have a hand in building culture there at with Golden State.
The We Believe
Yeah,
team.
the We Believe teams, people love that era. People love, all that. I'm talking about when it started turning the corner when they brought in Mark Jackson.
Yes.
He essentially was there with the nucleus that went on to win all the titles. So, the Splash Brothers with Curry, and Klay
Klay
Thompson,
Thompson.
and
Yeah.
then Draymond Green. Like, so he was a believer in those guys before everybody really saw it. So that's what I'm talking about as far as what Mark Jackson started implementing. Because as soon as he was out of there, I believe if you would have left have been there, they probably would have still
Oh, it was the very next year.
yeah,
The
so
very
it's
next
yeah,
year, they won the championship.
yeah. So, and he said Don Nelson basically had a street ball team. Those '07 Warriors were a true street ball team with that upset.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something, K Bird, to that upset. A lot of people forget Don Nelson was the coach in Dallas first. So he actually coached that team, and then he took leave or something, and they ended up firing him, and they brought in Avery Johnson to coach the Dallas Mavericks. But Don Nelson had the scouting report. And so they just played Dirk based on the scouting report, and they neutralized him. And that year, Dirk was the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Mm-hmm.
was the familiarity that Don Nelson had with the Dallas Mavericks that he just was able to expose them.
Yeah, yeah. And then Matthew Miller said Barron with that dunk against the Mavs was filthy.
Oh,
Yeah. And Barron is a Cali player.
yeah.
Um I remember watching Barron because Barron was what, a couple years
2 years
ahead of
old.
us.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a point guard at Crenshaw High, and Kevin Bradley. They called him Bean, and Bean was actually City Player of the Year. I think three times in a row, or
Oh, I didn't
two
know
in a row,
that.
back to back, something like that.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Um, yeah, but they had head to head battles. But Bean and Barron were close, or
Yeah,
they
they were
are
good.
close. They're
Yeah.
boys. Um, so yeah, we got a chance to see Barron in high school. Man, he was a beast back then at Crossroads.
He sure
Um,
was.
and matter of fact, the point guard my junior and senior year played with Barron, which was EJ. Played with Barron for his freshman year, then came over and played with us at Crenshaw. So yeah, Barron was a problem, man. Certified. Um, yeah, not just Drew League OG K Bird. Like he's when you talk about um when you talk about like top guards in California, like the best guards to come out of California, a lot of people were saying Gilbert Arenas and
Yeah.
um uh what's it what's his name that went to Oak Hill.
Yeah. Lefty. God,
Why can't I think of his name? But he's
why can't I think?
Brandon Jennings.
Yeah.
Sorry. Shout out to Brandon Jennings. He's a hooper too. But Brandon Jennings, a lot of people said Brandon Jennings had game, you know. Um Baron Davis though, if you want my vote, I would probably say it's Baron Davis, dog.
I'm sitting here thinking, I like Barron.
I mean, but it was a lot of Kenny
Yeah,
Bruner was nice.
that's who I was thinking. I'm
Yeah,
like,
Kenny Bruner was
problem.
nice.
Was
Kenny
a
Bruner was
problem.
nice. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of cats, man.
It
Um,
was. I mean, one guy we not mentioned that made it to the league, Jason Hart.
and I was gonna say, Jason, it's crazy. I've seen Jason Hart at his son goes to one of these high schools. I can't remember exactly what, but they were at the track. They were at a couple track meets.
Mm.
Because my daughter was running track too. So I've seen Jason Hart. I actually told him what's up and everything. Told him I remembered him because he was also a couple years ahead of us. He was in that class with Barron and them, right? Or was he
Yeah,
ahead? Was he in that same class?
he was in that same. He was in that game too when Barron faked the
Yeah, Barron.
ball.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he went to Inglewood,
Yeah.
Jason Hart. Um, but yeah, like it's a lot of guards from Cali who got busy, man. Um,
Oh, absolutely.
but yeah. Okay, Bird said he used to want to model his game after Baron Davis. He was his favorite coming up. Yeah, and it's crazy to think like we say, they're a couple years older than us. Like basketball years, like if you're like in high school, if you were a senior and somebody was a sophomore, that's a lot. That's a gap. Or you're a senior and somebody's a
At that
freshman.
point, at that
Yeah,
time,
that at
at
that
that
time,
time,
that is a gap.
yeah, you're like, man, am I ever gonna catch this
Yeah,
person?
that's a gap.
Yeah.
Um, but let's see. Uh, okay. Let's get back on track with the Pacers game because I know we got to wrap this up pretty soon. You had said something about the lineup changes too, right?
Oh yeah. I was talking about OKC, spotted Indiana 2 games by going with the smaller lineup, going with Chet at the center and bringing Hartenstein off the bench and starting Case and Wallace. I thought that was the silliest thing. You've won 68 games this season with your big lineup throughout the course of the regular season. You won 80 games, counting the playoffs, or 84 games, something like that, with your smaller lineup. I mean, with the same lineup, and then you get into the NBA Finals, and in game one, you change the first 3 games. You change your lineup. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mark Dignaw, what are you doing, man? You're overthinking this thing.
Hey, before we completely move on, sorry, D. Riles, I saw this. He said BD took off from the free throw line with the ankle weights on in
Oh, that's
Poly Pavilion.
that's crazy.
uh, hey man, we used to get to play in
That's
Poly Pavilion every year for that MLK Classic. That shit was packed too. But my bad, Kate.
no.
My bad,
You
KC.
used to get to play at Poly Pavilion.
Well,
I
okay.
didn't, man. No, man.
Okay, my bad. But you
Oh,
you said he spotted them. He spotted them some wins because of
yeah,
the.
it's out of them 2 games. Yeah.
So and I guess
And,
that's why I was. I guess
and
that's
in
why I was
retrospect,
asking, huh?
I'm just saying, and in retrospect, if Halliburton doesn't have these late game heroics in game one, the series is over.
No, that's true.
Like it's a wrap. But
I mean, but I mean, you could say that both ways though, because if Indiana doesn't have the meltdown in game four, it's easily in their favor. Like it's a scrappy series, man. It's better than what people expected. It's better than what I expected. Let me say that. You were talking about the small market teams, and it's actually been a decent series. It's been worth watching.
yeah,
So
Matthew Miller.
yeah, I played a little bit Matthew Miller back in the day, man. My playing days are well over. You'd have to really dig through some crates to find anything about me, man.
Damn, Matthew, man, I don't look like I played.
Well, I think he said because you were like, no, you got to play at Poly
Oh yeah,
Pavilion.
he got to play at Poly Pavilion. Yeah,
So
I left Crenshaw. I left Crenshaw. I went to a different high school. But yeah, nah, yeah, DP could play though. For anyone that didn't
uh,
know, yeah,
uh,
he had some go. Yeah, yes.
uh,
This all right.
uh.
All right, I will go back down memory lane, man.
Yeah.
But I do have another question though. For all the players that we know who would be the MVP. We agreed on that. If OKC were to win, but who's been the best reserve?
Oh, um, it would definitely have to be. I say Obi Toppin. It's nobody on OKC because their guys are always like interchangeable. As you
Bong said
started saying,
Caruso.
Caruso. Mm, I don't know. Caruso. Caruso early on, Caruso more so in the other series. Defensively, yes, in this series, Caruso, but it's been some times where he hasn't been, I would say, the best reserve. Um,
So
I think Obi Toppin's in the running for it.
it's funny because we have three different answers. I'm on that TJ McConnell stock.
Man, but that's because of today, dog. Like
No,
TJ
no, 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 no,
McConnell,
no. No, TJ's played well the whole time. Like,
TJ McConnell has been okay. He hasn't blown you away the whole time. He's just been okay. And there's been some times where he had turnovers. He was pulling the nim hard. Today he was just scoring at a higher clip than he had been in any of the other games. Like, yes, he's probably the best I would say backup PG you can go to out of all of the, even let's just keep it at the final four who were in the playoffs. But I mean, there's a case for him for sure, but I just think just giving it to him is almost like a little bit of prisoner of the moment because of today's game. Yeah, he was hooping today for sure, but is he the best reserve? I don't know.
I mean, Obi's had some hit or miss games.
And K Bird is set, he said no DP. TJ Nash been him all postseason. He's like, don't get it twisted.
I think it's hilarious how they're trying to reshape history and call it the Nash dribble. Oh, the Nash dribble.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the TJ McConnell dribble. Nah.
yeah, like Obi Toppin, man, in game two, um, 1 for 8 for 3 points. Like, he did have a
Okay.
sneaky boo boo game.
Okay, go. What was McConnell? Go through McConnell's too, since you want to start doing this. Give me everything that McConnell had in every game.
Okay, game one, 9 points, 4 assists. Um, game two, 11 points, 6 assists. Game three, 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals. Um, game four, 8 points, 2 assists. And game five,
Is the 18 point.
the 18 points, 4 assists, four
And
rebounds.
what is Obi Toppin
Obi Toppin, um,
with the stinker game, the 1 for 8 you said.
game one, 17 and 5 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Game two, 3 points, 5 rebounds. Game three, 8 points, 6 rebounds. Game four, give me one. Game four, 17 points, 7 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
And game five, 12 points, 4 rebounds.
Okay. Hallie's averaging 15, TJ's averaging 11. So you got McConnell.
Yeah.
Did Bong, I think Bong said
Yeah, Bong went with OKC. He went with
Bong
Caruso.
got Caruso.
Yeah.
Um I mean I think a case can be made. I would say those three guys are probably three of the most effective players coming off the bench in the series. But the reason why I say it would have to be Caruso if it's anybody for OKC. Uh,
Yeah.
but other than that, like you were saying, KP, like Joe, Wiggins, um,
Wallace.
Wallace. Like,
Where's Wallace?
yeah, it's like they all like it's almost like a who's hot.
Yeah.
They'll get minutes here and there. So, all right,
Wiggins is the
I be
constant.
huh?
I said Wiggins is more. I mean, not Wiggins. Wallace is the constant. It's always between Wiggins and Joe. It's like, who we going with? Who's playing today? Because
Yeah,
there's one series that Wiggins wasn't playing, Joe was playing. But with Joe, I've seen with Joe can't guard TJ McConnell. Like he be looking shook. Like, oh man. And he just doesn't play with the defensive physicality that some of the other guys play with.
and K Bird says it's Carlisle's fault. He should have left TJ in the game over Halibouty. Um, so there was a stretch where he was in the game, though. K Bird, like Halliburton sat for a long time, man. Um, Matter of fact, when McConnell went on that run, Halliburton was on the bench. It's just when they got to the fourth quarter, he didn't go back to him. And what I was saying earlier is that Nimhard is the one who should have came out.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna try to see what Halliburton will give you, right? It's
Mhm.
like he's one of your main guys, if not your main guy, depends on how you look at it. So it's like whatever you can give me, get out there and do it, right? So if you have him out there, I would say that the next best thing or the next best spark, or not even the next best, because Halliburton wasn't a spark tonight. The best spark was TJ McConnell. So you should have taken those minutes from Nimhard and just given them to McConnell. Mel Gibson said Nimhard was awful. Um, and like I was saying, I do like Nimhard's game. I think he has done a lot for them. It's just tonight just wasn't his night, and they should have went with McConnell. Should have went with McConnell, man. Costly turnovers.
Yeah.
So
What's crazy is, man, is he pulled Nimhard in the fourth quarter. Carlisle did. Minutes and 47 seconds. And it's like, okay, sit him down. Then he went and put him back in at 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
yeah,
And then left him in for another 4 minutes.
every coach has their guys, right?
Yeah.
Nimhard seems like he's one of his guys.
I mean, well, I mean, the correlation, man. Nimhard is from Canada, and so is Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey Carlisle. So,
This
you
dude.
know, it's that Canadian
Oh
connection, dog.
shit. Oh man. Nah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I still got it going. I still got it going 7. I think the Pacers are gonna win this next game.
Yeah.
And with the time in between games, when is the next game? Is
Friday.
it okay? Friday. You ain't playing again until Friday. So Halliburton is gonna get all the rehab and stuff he can from now in between Friday.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. No, it's Thursday. My fault. June
Thursday.
19th. Yeah, my fault.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still some time. That's still time. And Bong is like it's Thursday, B. Um E being gaming in the building said, nah, bro. I say pack it up, give Shay the title. I don't know, man. Uh I'm still sticking with 7 games, E being gaming. I think it'll go 7. Um I see you, K Bird.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I guess it was something in the air today. But
Yeah.
you know. KP,
What's
anything
going
else
on?
you got for us, man?
Hey, man.
Before we
Listen. I I know it's that time. We be doing KP's picks,
Is
but
Scotty Boy still in the building?
man,
I
Scotty Boy was asleep. I'm here. Yeah. The I normally do picks, but the picks haven't been fully uploaded yet. So you got to give it a couple days for them to fully upload the picks. And what I'll do is I will put the picks in the Discord. Tonight I was slightly under 50%. I had 13 picks.
Mhm.
One of them was a push, so it really turned into 12 picks. Out of the 12 picks, I got 5 correct, which is 42%. So, you know,
Mm.
slightly under 50. Um, will be better next time, but the picks will be in the Discord. So go on over to the Discord, check
Mhm.
us out. We be chatting, talking about different things. Um, and yeah, you'll see my picks for Thursday's game. I'll probably put them in Thursday morning.
And E Gibson, I see you. So I'm not gonna we ain't gonna get off of here without addressing what you bring into the table. Um Here late. He says Indy will need to bring the energy. I think OKC has figured Indy out. Their defensive pressure is too much. And then he says he sees J Dub and SGA both potentially having big games as well. Um, I do think um, you may not see a repeat 40 piece, but you will see. I think Jalen Williams has gotten into a rhythm. So I think he'll have a cool game. Maybe like, high 20s. SGA will probably be in the 30s again. But I think Engineer made a point earlier. You guys make a lot of points, and I kind of bank them.
You did make your points earlier and now.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. But Engineer, it said something about the turnovers, right? He said Indiana had 17 turnovers um, at one point in the game. I think they ended up doubling up um, OKC. It was, I think, 22 to 11, and they were still close at some points in the game. They just couldn't get over the hump. So, that's some of that material that a coach will bring to them to say, hey, man, look at, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Look at these mistakes. This is 2 games in a row that we could have gotten. So they'll pull it together. I think for one last shot, one more go, and all the energy may go into this game 6, and then they'll get mollywopped in game 7. So
I think that champagne's on ice in game 6. Indiana sees a championship, but it's not their championship. It's OKC's.
okay. Well, all right. Well, I mean, as always, man, we appreciate y'all. Uh, we overall love the energy that y'all bring.
Yeah.
Um, the regulars who have been in here, man, shout out to y'all. Stand your ground, K Bird. Like I said, y'all know when somebody is on some BS up in here, and I gotta say it. We gonna stop letting some shit ride. Um,
Yeah.
and some shit just ain't gonna be tolerated. As y'all saw with the example of oh boy who came in under a couple different aliases after that. You know what I'm saying?
It,
um,
it engineered. It's funny, man. Engineer said, "Sincere advice: before you type something, just think, would I say this to someone in person?" I just want to say that just want to sit right there for a second. To the people that are tuned in, we're not average size human beings. I, I
uh,
think it would be very different if you saw us in person. We we're not average size. We're not
yeah,
5'8", 5'9". Hell, we're not even 6 feet. So yeah,
Hey,
we just
K Bird said he see a game 7 too.
yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, well, on that average size human being, KP is the bodyguard, so I'll let him handle
Oh,
all of
come
the
on, man.
I'll let
Nah,
him handle
man.
all of
Nah, that's come
the
on,
physical
man.
shit. Nah, but hey man, shout out to y'all. Um I guess Thursday will likely be um when we get on here again after that game. We'll see if that's the end of the series.
Nah,
Um
nah, oh, I'm sorry. Nah, brother. E Bean gaming. We ain't sinners, brother.
nowhere near without no heck no.
Yeah, we ain't sinners, man.
um but yeah, so Thursday is tentatively because I don't know if we'll make it on before then. Um but engineer, we'll get into some we'll start getting into some football stuff and shift into that anyway. Um I know you saw in the Discord, Bong's not here to speak on it, but they already dragging Dak Prescott on ESPN, and we still Bong was like, we still in the middle of the finals. And it, Stanley Cup going on, baseball going on, NBA finals going on. Name something else. WNBA is still in the mix. You can talk about all kind of shit, but they like talking about Dak Prescott. So, but yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But appreciate y'all, man. We about to get up out of here. KP, we don't have your picks.
We gonna
So
get these
see if we
balloons.
get the balloon.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate it. 2 Peas in the
Peace.
ball. We out.